Welcoming you back to Crypto's Juiciest News, baby dolls. Apologies for that. I was just cleaning my camera, as you do all the time here. BTC reaching a new all-time high, $125,000. It actually hit $127,000. I've got a lot of information coming your way, friends. We're going to speak about the new Wag Me Friend special boomer call that might signal the top. We've also got the SEC. Did they officially approve the first Ethereum staking contract? We're going to speak a bit about Roca Negra, Robinhood going down. I'm going to show you more BCB charts. I know what everyone's feeling because I'm feeling it too. It feels like we've just wasted all this time. A lot of people are literally calling for the end. And a lot of the people, friends, who are pretending that they're really bullish, they're actually not really bullish. They're like, no, Ansom's wrong. I'm really bullish. And then you see like, okay, how long are you holding for? They're like, oh, I'm selling in like 60 days. That's not bullish, bro. That's not bullish. You understand? Gosh, man, that's what pretty much is. It's coming down, friends. We've got one last indicator left, the 4-year cycle Jeets. And I did not want it to come to this moment. I was hoping we would get the moment where we're peaking now, but everybody is calling for an extended cycle. Okay, now you might say, but Sommi, if we go out and we look at all the people out there, they're actually calling for longer. Yes, but what are their actions doing? Their actions, friends, are not participating on the bullish side. A lot of people are sidelined. But you know who isn't sidelined? Us. Okay, bring the light. Come to the light, my friends. Now, we are going to check out Bitcoin's price. Look at this, friends. This is such a juicy price to see. Bitcoin above its previous all-time high. This is the monthly chart. Man, closing up here. I mean, we're really good to go. We've been seeing this a long time. Let's play some Pumpy G music, though. Let's play it. Now, right now, it is the I'm seeing this all over Twitter. Okay, I'm actually in shock. How many people are short? I'm just in shock. Like, but I'm starting to see like it makes sense because these are all the same people who were writing essays on Twitter saying, "Oh, you've got to adapt. You've got to like adapt to the new market conditions. You've got to trade in the trenches." And I'm listening to these. I'm like, I don't. Nah, dude, because I'm looking at the rates of return for most people. Yeah, there's a unicorn guy and stuff here, and he turns a 10,000 into a million. Yeah, one or two or three people. But the other, literally, like 40,000, lose everything. They end up just being reply guys. And they're playing, help, sir, please, can teach me, sir, can borrow for soul, sir. That's pretty much everyone, what the most common experience is when you're going through Twitter and looking at just everyone and feeding the market, if you want, a very family-friendly way type of feeling, of course. So I've been wondering, like, hey, what do they have an amazing strategy? What are they doing? Well, friends, you know that famous saying, right? Okay, that famous stock market saying, when the tide comes out, you see who's got a small willy. And so it turns out a lot of people who are like, say, you just got to adapt. What they're actually doing is they were just literally getting short at every level. And because everything has been retracing the whole time, they have been rewarded, friends. I mean, I'll just show you. Remember, this is just my price action chart. So, friends, look, this is the previous weekly high. This is the previous monthly high. So, they're all people, friends. They're getting short here. It busts. Firstly, they get short here. Okay, second time, they get short here. It busts through. And they're like, oh, I'll just keep selling and selling and selling. Look, it comes back down. They get out. And then they come again. Oh, let's get short. Oh, no, it busts up through. Oh, it comes back down. Everything was just busting. Look at this, friends, as well. Every level, short. Everything short the whole time. For this, friends, this is a long time. They're just getting short. But what ends up happening now is this was the Widowmaker. So what actually you get to see BTC here, friends, this is the previous monthly high. I showed this to you yesterday. It's very important to see this because it literally, they're picking up pennies in front of a freight train. Most people, right? So, but here's the thing, right? You and I, we don't emotionally feel good at all. One, I don't like seeing people lose money. But two, because you're hoping to see that moment where their shorts get wrecked and then our altcoins are boosting up. And so your altcoins, maybe they're not up 30x, but maybe they're up like 50%, you know, or just a 2x. because then you're like, oh, see, that person, they missed out on 2x already, right? So they can't even get in as much as you anymore because the first 2x is gone, right? And they've lost money, okay? But unfortunately, what's happened is literally for the past, 12 months, everything has just reverted back. Everything has come back all the way. And then like you get frustrated because that person's lost money, but they could always get back in. But they don't. That's what I keep telling you. They don't come back in, friends. They see us losing constantly in their mind. They're like, oh, it's not going up. It's not going up. So they're not missing out on anything in their mind. But this is what BTC ended up doing, friends. Check it out here. BTC, just literally, you gotta understand, this is how people get absolutely destroyed, friends. It's literally, you have to watch this in real time. It just does not come back to the level. It doesn't come back to level. Look at this, friends. I can tell you right now, I know for a fact, friends, there are people right here, they're about to get absolutely blown apart. Like, there are people, friends, I know for a fact they are begging this to come back down. Okay, there are people trading accounts right now. They're like gone basically their final DCA. They've averaged in. They've gone super hard. They really need this to mean revert. Okay, so the worst thing that could happen to them is literally if this just goes bang up here and literally game over. And then all of us who are playing for longs will get in here, put a stop here, and then you go up. So you just get to watch in real time. Now we're hoping as well as this Bitcoin move happens that your altcoins and all our bags start to move up. But we've been waiting a long time for that. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened. So during this moment of time, friends, as well, we're looking at Ethereum. Ethereum at 4,000, pretty much near 4,700. Do you remember I told you after this red monthly candle for September, this was it, right? You could get in here. Your stop is here, and you're trying to risk one, trying to make three. Hopefully it goes to $7,300 out there. What else really can we do? We've got to keep holding on. What I'm going to do now, friends, I'll show you some stuff what's going on. So we have Bitcoin dominance as well. Okay, Bitcoin dominance still hanging around here. It's still outrageously high. A lot of people really do think it's over. They think it's over and think it's the end. And that's okay. That's okay for them to think that. I'm going to show you why I'm not concerned at all for exiting is we have literally others BTC again. This is not Euphoria at all. Euphoria is when you have at least five monthly candles green in a row. We haven't seen that. Remember, that is others BTC. That's basically the belly of the curve outside of the top 10 compared to Bitcoin. That's really our Russell 2000 equivalent in crypto. And speaking of that racist Russell 2000, does he have any white Caucasian friends? Yeah, this guy's always going to be racist. The pain this bastard's calls us. So Russell 2000 is right through the all-time highs still. So this is great. It's hanging around up here. Okay, so hopefully, isn't it funny? They're moving together. It's kind of funny, friends. There are crypto KOLs. I can't believe it. There are people. I don't want to tell you names, friends. You understand because they're just not worth it. But they're selling indicators. They're selling courses. And that's okay. People sell stuff all the time. You know what I mean? And they're selling that. And I've heard them say on camera, who cares about this Russell 2000? It has nothing to do with altcoins. They're like, that makes no sense. Why would someone who buys the Russell 2000 have anything to do with altcoins? And I'm like, oh, man. These people, they got no idea, dude. They got no idea. All right. I'll explain. Remember, I'll just a friendly reminder for everybody at the back. The Russell 2000, okay, remember, there's 2,000 companies in here. 2,000 of them, okay? 1,000 of that, so 50% don't even make money. The whole index, 50% literally don't even make money, but they're in an index, okay? When the Russell 2000 goes up, people are speculating that a lot of those losing companies in this index will be able to turn it around, okay? So that's why it's the small caps of America. So the stock market, right? Remember, you're pricing in the future. The market doesn't wait for them to get profitable and then buy it. That would be the easiest thing of all time, right? The market's always pricing in the future. So what we've also seen is not only is the not only is the Russell 2000 an indication of people wanting to speculate in the future, but altcoins are too. Okay, so you can think of a lot of the altcoins as unprofitable companies. But remember, in crypto, your altcoin is not a stock. Your altcoin is it's a patch of grass out there in the world, and you're hoping a city gets to be built around it. And that's the difference, right? But of course, friends, a lot of these people, when you're like sucking off Bitcoin, and we love Bitcoin, we have everything to owe to it, but like just a lot of Bitcoin maxis, man, they're just cursing themselves, man. It's going to look, I can see the future. There will be moments. I'm not joking. I can see myself in the future. I'll be buying and standing in front of this Bitcoin liquidation train, and it will be huge. And I'll be saying, you know what? It's our duty now. We're going to have to buy this dip from all these non-believer Jeets who are selling, which are going to be these big companies. Oh, yeah, friends, you understand what's going to happen. Look, I'll just tell you this, friends, this is how booms and busts happen, right? After the boom, they take on too much leverage. There's going to be forced liquidations at some point in the bear market, okay? Hopefully far in the future. Hopefully the year of the horsey, after the year of the horsey. These companies, friends, okay? Remember, there's CEOs that don't want to lose their job. There's boards of directors that don't want to lose their jobs or careers. So when they're forced out, they're going to say, the market conditions, you know? But then they're also going to stab us a bit in the back. They're going to be like, you know, this Bitcoin, it's too risky. You know, we need to change it. You know, Blackrock's got to add more features. You know, it's got to, they will do things like that. But that's just, and then you might think it's all programmed from the start. So I do see a future like that happening, but not now, not now. This is the Soy ETH ratio. Just want to show you this. Soy ETH, friends. Remember I did like 5 green candles in a row. Now it's starting to rotate down a bit as well. Well, we have the trenches as well. Man, we got to find another new crypto meta game because these trenches, it's just like it's a bunch of dog shit and there's too many coins, right? That's why in my mind, I would be really excited if, I don't know why, if just something keeps coming to me. I really want Elon to allow you to make a coin for your profile on Twitter. Because like, and you can make it like your main coin, right? And that would be good. That would be great because I know you get the whole world degenning and stuff, and he turns into a crypto exchange, and you can have like international cross currencies. That would be fantastic, you know. But for now, I guess we'll see because it would like introduce a new meta, and everyone comes to Twitter, and you know, so we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Now, I want to show you gold's price chart, friends. Gold has been literally turbo running to the moon. Gold, absolute monstrous run up here. Still hasn't been able to stop. Okay, he's still going up. I mean, we may as well just blow off through 4,000. Hasn't been able to stop at all. And why, friends, this is cool is Blockchain Backer, for example, he uses Fibonacci's, okay? And I was showing you something. He drew a big fib, and the big Fibonacci was here, his biggest extension. So he expected, you know, gold to like do a throwback. But look what it's gone and done, friends. Gold, you got to remember, friends, gold from here to here went up another 11%. You got to remember, gold grows at about 6.5% per year. It grows at the exact money supply rate of the world, okay? It blew 11%. So basically, think about this. It just did, in literally a month, it did 2 years of growth in a month. Now, why you should get excited is Blockchain Backer, he's using his fibs and his squiggly lines, short-term, right, daily charts. And look, gold just went and literally, in this event, look at this again. It literally, like where he thought it would stop, for example, friends, it literally just gone up another freaking like, you know, 10, 11%. Why can't crypto do that? Why can't crypto hit a point where he's like, you know what, I think it's over, and then it just goes and it does another huge move? You know, that's very possible. I'm just showing you, like, even these people were short term. Friends, this is the tragedy of the commons. What people don't know is in markets, you think it's easier to predict in the short term than long term where the prices are. Actually wrong. Directionally, it's easier to predict long term because you're owning an asset that they don't print, okay, when you own something, yeah? So it's easier to predict, say, BTC, USD over the next 10 years. It's directionally up. I can't tell you the price. I can guess some growth rates, but I know it's directionally it's up, okay? In the short term, you're 50-50 up or down, okay? I can almost tell you like literally, I'll give you like 90%, that's why, friends, long term, 90% chance it's up. It's up. You don't know the distance, but it's up, okay? And that's the tragedy of the commons is they think, oh no, it's too hard to predict what's going to happen in the future. Yeah, because some people's minds, obviously, they haven't seen long-term charts. They don't look at log charts, you know, but that's on them. And we know the truth. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's go through. This is my Ethereum Anti-Semetic Box. What I've done is just added these levels. It's just previous weekly high and low and previous monthly high and low. The big ones are obviously the month ones. You see these, friends, we are on the previous month high. With Ethereum's come right on it. So it's actually blown through. It's come back out here. So these are it. These are the last two final levels for Ethereum. It's just, it's going to have to blow through. Maybe it comes back up. This little test goes up. Or it finally is able to complete. I really hope it does something like this. Just blows on through. It's ready to go. That'd be great. And just kills a lot of shorts. This anti-Semitic box. Remember, the Russell 2000 is good to go. Everything's good to go. Yeah, so now it's just a waiting game. I want to quickly give you a PulseChain update as well, friends. So the price action's been atrocious. It's still like 0%. However, Hex from Ethereum, friends. So eHex has been rocketing. But not really rocketing, just because everything else looks dog shit. And I'll be honest, it looks like a bit of manipulation anyway. But manipulating up, I guess, for a good reason. I want to take some time to remind you. March 2024, Richard Hart came out. And he pretty much said, eHex is dead. Let's move. Okay? He says the market has migrated. I said, nah, I'm still holding. And look at it, friends. I just want to show you on the chart. Richard Hart said, eHex, you're dead. Goodbye. 85% in a tweet. Down. It's funny, friends. We have literally retraced. We went and retraced like 60, 70% of the damage. This is eHex to pHex ratio. He did it at around 0.5. That was about the ratio, okay, up here. And then he came all the way down. Now, it's starting to make its way back, which is great. Now, what I actually really hope is this would be, I would love this. If it actually stalls here and then it comes back down, I really want that, Fred. Like, I have all of the core coins. I just really want eHex to be the final mover. I just don't know why, because it'd be so easy for us in Richard Hart ecosystem to punt on it. It would be really easy because you know the whole crypto industry, that's all they know. They know eHex, right? But, you know, it's not up to you and me, is it? But it would be cool if this is an actual fake out, all right? But I just want to remind you, friends, I got death threats here. Look at this. Sommi receives 2 death. I literally got death threats, friend. But I want to tell you, okay, I received death threats for eHex at the low, and I received death threats for PDI at the low. That's why I'm showing this for you, man. Like, friends, do you understand? Like, it's been so long, but I copped it from everyone. Friends, there were pretty much every single PulseChain KOL. You know who you are, and it's literally all of you. Every single one of you, okay? They come on stream, they go, you know, Sommi's lost his mind. He can't give up. It's embarrassing that he's even still long. He can't just follow Richard when he should. And they were saying as well, they go, oh, it's like it's sunk cost fallacy. Like he's all in too much. He's lost everything. And it's pathetic at this point. Every single one of you said that, okay? Every single one of you said that. So what I'm going to do is, friends, you see this? Every single one of you said that. By the way, if you bought on the liquidations here, you are up against pHex 280%. Okay, from here to here, it went up 333%. That's a 4.3x. So if you want, okay, you join my Telegram and DM me, and the friendship cult will donate for you into a charity fund for your knee pads and your elbow pads, because you're going to be on your knees doing some very non-family friendly acts if PDI does exactly what eHex does in terms of eventually recovering. And you got to remember, friends, what was the most important thing here? Recovering Richard's FUD. Okay? Now, the funny part is PDI already recovered Richard Hart's FUD. PDI already got back to 0.4 cents. Okay? So it's already happening right now. I can actually show you as well. This is the PDI price chart. So I'm hoping, obviously, I don't know what's going to do from here, but I'm hoping we just get back to this 3-cent high to complete, friends. Remember, also, we've got the PDI conference coming as well. So I just want to show you that this is not our first rodeo, okay? And we've been through this before. Now what I'm going to do, friends, is check out some blockchain backer charts, because blockchain backer, okay, we've got his charts here. He's pretty much got, this is Bitcoin, and on the right-hand side is what it did in the past. He thinks we're just going to roll over. But look at this, friends. We're already, you can see, look at Bitcoin's already shot up through the highs up here. So it's not doing that. You gotta remember, like, man, he sold, remember as well, friends, he sold 50% in his crypto portfolio. And look, he sold 50%, and the why I pay attention to that is he's a contrarian trader. You understand, man, friends, you understand, it's tough for me. I'm like, hey, don't worry, me and BCB are like the only guys long and bullish. And I'm like, oh, wait, he's out. Oh, now it's just me. Okay, now what? And then it's just, I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm just holding. And it's year of the snake, friends. You know what I mean? Like, just, I know I keep telling you, but it is, friends. It's literally year of the snake. So next is year of the horsey. And you want to know what's funny? It hit me yesterday, friends. It literally hit me yesterday. Unicorns are a horse. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 2026, year of the unicorn. Unicorns are a horse. It's a horny horse. It's a horse with a horn. Check that out. I mean, if we couldn't make it any more magical, okay? This is the silver chart as well, friends. So silver, they're scared because it's like a harbinger of doom, like the gold. But silver's like so ridiculously cheap. Like, it's just, it's so far behind, friends. Silver's meant to be like literally like 18x higher or something, but whatever. This is the. Also, I want to show you now the US stock market indices, friends. The US stock market indices, remember, the rest of the US stock market is through the highs, and here's Russell 2000 finally breaking out. You do remember from these perspectives, we all see the same data. Some say data, depending if you have your pants on or not. But it's your interpretation, right? So my interpretation, see, other people believe, oh, the Russell 2000 is an indicator that the whole economy is weak and that everything else is going to get dragged down. That's why most people are bearish as hell, and they're like selling now, or they're going to sell immediately, right, in the next 30 to 90 days, and they're calling for the end. Okay? So that's one perspective. Okay? My perspective is I obviously can see the 4-year government debt rollover is now 5 years. I can see that the PMI, we're in a 49 PMI environment. We're not 55 or 56 from like literally last 3 cycles. We haven't got there, right? So I'm continuing to stay long. And I see Coinbase App Store ranking. Let me just go check what it is right now, friends. Coinbase App Store ranking is 283 right now, right? And it was literally 307 yesterday. The ranking went down. That's not top 10. None of the exotic top signals are hit for me. This is also blockchain backer, friends. Have you noticed he's done a fractal here of the US dollar, but he's done it from 2021. So that's why I'm like thinking, bro, using the US dollar fractal from 2021, the interest rates was 0 back then. We had infinite QE. It's just a different environment than what we have now. And the PMI, by the way, was 57 to 60 back then, growing. We haven't hit that yet. You see, friends, what you basically get to see is people who like want to sell, okay? They find information pieces that confirm it. And then me, I want to hold. So I'm looking for every reason to stay long, okay? And that's what it comes down to. I'm not saying I'm completely unbiased. Like, you're gonna have to take a position somewhere, right? This is BCB showing you that he's got Corridanzo's chart on the right, just going down to the right, and he has XRP. It could do that as well. And here we are coming to the end of the 4-year cycle. This is pretty much, can you see this, friends, as well? The end of the 4-year cycle, you can see how everything's right up here, and it's right before it went down here. But here's the thing. I don't care about the 4-year cycle. I don't give a crap. 4-year cycle is it's a time, but like, we haven't had PMI go up. That's it. I have not seen weak hands, or I shouldn't even call them weak. I have not seen, or you haven't as well. We have not seen people get optimistic about the future and actually act with it. Right now, we just say we're optimistic, but when the PMI is up here, people are actually optimistic with how they actually act. We haven't seen that. Now, let's crack on, friends. So what we actually see, friends, I have a special message here. Special message from Sommi. So I've discovered this cycle's wag me cringe posts. So what we've actually seen is, if we look at 2021, there were these cringe posts that we all remember. This was top signal stuff for NFT market, where they started saying, this is going to look great in the metaverse. You know it, friend. Welcome, brand friend. Thanks, friend. So this was very cringe, because in crypto, everyone was like cool and hip. And then what ended up happening was you have Pepsi and Facebook, these boomer people coming in, and they're like saying, hey, ticker, what? Hey, friend, wag me, friend. But there's a new one saying now. Now, this saying, we've been saying this for literally 2 years, but I'm now seeing it bleed into politicians, Hollywood actors, boomer companies. They're now slowly starting to say this. And what the saying is, you can see it here. What's the ticker? Okay, what's the ticker? All right, so you might have these variations. What's the ticker? Or what do I buy to retire my bloodline? Or they might say, I'm in the trenches. Okay, so that might be the saying of whatever the casino comes out later on, some new meta altcoin equivalent. That might be what they end up saying it to let us know, oh my gosh, like you have who the hell are these people? You never know, friends. It might literally be like Pepsi or like, you know, or just some other boomer companies. You're looking at them and they're talking about the trenches and like, hey, what's the ticker? You know, they might say something like that and like, it's going to be cool for like 2 seconds. And we're like, oh, wait a minute. Where have you been for the past 3 years? You just appear now, right? That what it means is, right, what you're talking about, it's so mainstream and it's so accepted by everybody. It's an indicator that everybody's bought in now. There's nobody new left to buy. That's what we're waiting for. That's Euphoria, okay? Because these people, they don't stand in front of the trains. These people do not set trends or anything, friends. They go after the trend is confirmed, okay? So we'll see how this all plays out. This is what they're all from JPEG Casino kids. It's funny. These sayings, they get sent around literally the Solana trenches. That's what the JPEG Casino. It's funny, they talk about, hey, I'm going to retire my family bloodline. And it's literally a 25K market cap shitter. And they literally sell it in like 7 minutes. That's the funny part when it comes to this. So obviously we saw big news, Bitcoin hitting 127K, making a new record high. And then we also have other big news as well. The SEC approved the Grayscale crypto Ethereum spot ETF, but it allows staking. They also allowed the Solana one as well. The Solana one has been approved, the staking ETP. So I think the Ethereum staking stuff, they keep talking about it. Hopefully it does get some adoption. But you kind of think like, all it's going to let them do is just buy Ethereum and it has yield built into it. So we'll see if it can save us. You know, nothing's going to save us unless the business cycle goes up. Rockenegra's IBIT, which is their ETF, right, nears 100 billion assets under management. Topping in profitability despite being amongst the newest. And I'm going to show you this. Just look at this. Look at this crypto adoption. Man, this is absolutely bonkers. You see this? Huge. Look at these ETFs. Look at the orange. This is Bitcoin. Absolute enormous, fast adoption compared to everything else. This is the VU and the other ones and everything out here. Like, you know, I think this is the emerging markets one. So that's wonderful. But because they're all, a lot of these people, these financial advisors, they're all shillers, right? So they're going to be getting their own commission and stuff out of this. So that's why they're more incentive to pump our bags, hopefully. Check this out, friends. Robinhood went down, which is funny. As a friendly reminder, right? Crypto doesn't go down. You know, I know a lot of people, they joke about Solana going down, but that's just cope. You know, people joking about Solana going down, it's complete cope. Solana, like at least they pumped 20x off the low. They made a lot of people rich. I mean, Ansem's made like $100 or $150 million from Solana. You have Mert as well. He's up $100 million. So like for anybody teasing Solana going down, I ask you, you know, do you have $100 million? Did your chain go and make people rich? No, it didn't. Are you still coping like the rest of us? Okay, cool. Well, shut your mouth then, because you would kill for their adoption, right? And you got to remember, friends, as well, if your chain goes down, it's just a matter of marketing, okay? The marketing is, oh, we're so busy that they're literally breaking the chain. They even though like it's so clogged because everyone wants to get in. No one's using your chain. There you go. So don't listen to these people or these founders or anyone out here going, oh, chain goes down. Dude, chain hasn't gone down for a long time. But yeah, but that doesn't really matter, right? It's what I'm telling you as well is the best time to buy Solana was when the chain was going down. It'll be ironic and be funny. Now's not time to now's not an early point to buy anymore, which is fun when it stops going down. This is how markets work, right? You buy the broken stuff and you sell it when it's fixed. Morgan Stanley has called Bitcoin a scarce asset akin to digital gold. They recommend 4% for their portfolio. So this is big because remember, President Pump, he's enabled 12.5 trillion of the US 401k to get into crypto now. You can buy crypto with it. So 12.5 trillion. So if people just put in 2% of their portfolio on average, that's $250 billion coming into crypto. It adds about 2.5 trillion to the whole industry, which is huge itself. So that's what we're waiting for. Now, where to from here, friends? This Ethereum Anti-Semetic Box, I think this is going to be just an indicator of our altcoins. Okay, that's pretty much it. So Bitcoin's obviously making new highs constantly. Okay, I think the next phase to see is an Ethereum actual rip. Remember, Ethereum's all-time high is here. It's literally like 4,950. Okay, so we actually want to see Ethereum above the high, close it, maybe do some sort of retest, and it's literally good to go. That's that moment, right? But the first moment will just be the break. Ethereum trading above 5,000 and close a day or two, and then just hold it for like, you know, however long it takes. Maybe it's a week or something, and it goes up. You don't know how long it's going to take, but just that's what we need. That'll be Ethereum good to go. After Ethereum's made the all-time high, it's like the next phase where now everyone thinks, hey, what other coins are there out there to make the all-time highs? You got special cases like BNB, but that's pretty much it. As it starts going up, then the rest of the crypto industry can start to wake up. So that's what you and I are waiting for. Ultimately, at the end of the day, friends, it's still a believer's cycle. We are in Year of the Snake. And yeah, it is Year of the Snake. So look, it's still possible where we get a big move by December this year. Let's say, let's just give you an example. Let's say your whole portfolio goes 3x and then everyone thinks it's over. And then we move to like next year and everyone thinks it's over, but your portfolio bottoms out and then it does like another 3x from that all-time high into May next year. That'd be like 10x total from here. That is possible. We'll see though. Because that used to be my standard way of thinking. But you and I, what we've seen in the past year and a half is we never get that world, do we? We don't get a world where we're like, oh, we pump a bit, like halfway, and then we stop. Everyone thinks it's over, and then we pump again. No, no, no. What actually happens is we literally just barely move. We get scammed. That's literally everything we've touched, we hold through, it's a total scam. So it feels like there's just a total tequila moment coming again with crypto industry, which I can show you now. This is the total crypto, right? So it would be nice if we blow off into crypto 5 or 6 trillion and then go off into 10. That'd be great. But we'll see. We'll see when it comes to these, right? What usually ends up happening is everyone thinks we're going up here. Usually we just freaking stop 20% of the way there and then we just come back down and it's a freaking massive scam all over again. So I'm going to reserve my judgment and so are you. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you in the next one.